All right. Shout out goes out to Jam the Snitch, and it goes as follows. I got heat from fans when I argued that Boruto is copying Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, honestly, dude, Boruto fans will cope till the oblivion, and it doesn't get any better. Now moving on to the Bible verse, let's get into it.
A few minutes later.
And our Bible verse comes from Corinthians 1:30. It goes as follows. But of him are ye in Christ Jesus, who of God is made unto his wisdom, unto us wisdom, and righteousness, and sanctification, and redemption. Again, that's Corinthians 1:30. Let's get into this damn video because it's a dumpster fire.
And that's a fact.
No, personally, shout out to that comment that was all like, oh, well, if you don't like it, stop watching it or something like that. And it's like, well, it's my job to literally watch and review shows. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna, not hate on it. It's literally what I'm supposed to do. If you don't want me to hate on it, make it good. It's not my fault that your show sucks. Now then, let's get into the video.
Yep. When he's not acting as your personal Lyft driver, he's also a social media celebrity. In addition to being a vapid pretty boy, he's the heir of a big business tycoon.
Me personally,
Meaning he'll undoubtedly pursue a political path 20 years from now, and of course he would. So the economy will tank, people become restless, and I'll have no choice but to join the revolution against him.
A few minutes later.
Since he asked her out and you didn't.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yup, let's team up and you can do most of the work.
Is this nigga serious?
But if you take a side gig for Rocks on Oil, I'm staging an intervention.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
Yeah, she even lets you stay home by yourself now.
emotional damage.
Thanks, I really am great.
What? I'm like 93% sure they're not coming back.
You are a worthless bitch ass nigga.
Imagine if me and you got super suits and went around causing collateral damage and
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
who knows what you'd do without me, Pete.
Nico Minoru sucks in every way. Yeah, it's the entitlement of Nico Minoru that I hate on a personal level. She's just so egotistical with how she views the world and how she views rich people as, just overall scum of the earth. And, oh, them being rich, they're just gonna stomp on the little guy. And it's like, I know they make characters like this as like an ironic twist. They're like, oh, look at how annoying Gen Z is. We're made to take what she says seriously. Like the way they convey her messages, they're like, oh, we're supposed to be this like, oh yeah, she's right. And I'm like, are you going to pay Peter's bills? Are you going to help him, with his financial issues, Nico? I don't think so. It was like, realistically, you shouldn't really get mad at him from doing this. It's like, bro, the man is broke. He literally has to dumpster dive for technology. Why is it your job to be the morality police if you're exactly, donating dollars to Peter that you don't have? So shut up. And it even affects how she treats Harry too. And it's like, bro, she's slowly becoming the most insufferable character that I've ever seen on a personal level. Aside from that, yeah, the fights are terrible to look at. Like, they're not good. They're not animated well. They don't look as good and as polished as you think they would. Is it that MTV Spider-Man looks leagues better as an older series, an older budget, with even more like dangerous issues when it comes to just animation and like copyright. You know what I mean? They weren't even allowed to do certain things and to use certain characters, but they still managed to get it done for the most part. So yeah, I don't know. The excuse of animation just doesn't fly with me. It's like, no, I've seen older shows do the exact same type of animation style and do it better. Moving past that, here is schizophrenically annoying. Like, acts like he's like honestly on the spectrum. It's weird because it's like, yes, Peter's a nerd, but he's not a literal walking, talking schizo. And that's dead ass how they treat the guy, and it's annoying to me. Like, I don't really get this whole personality change. And it's been doing this since the MCU started. And then like the Flash started copying it when it came to just, the DCEU. They just copy and pasted Tom Holland's hyperactive, hyper like wild personality, and they just gave it to him. And it's like, I hate this personality trait. I hate this type of archetype. It's like, bro, this guy is annoying to watch. What happened to the edge that Peter used to have? What happened to the grit, the intrigue, the overall allure of Peter being dramatized? Can't relate to this type of weird type of character. Like, he's just weird. And I don't know, man. And that leads into the next example. They nerfed Peter, not just on a look scale, not just on an overall personality scale. He has no spider sense and he has no spider vision. He still needs glasses and he literally gets washed by Daredevil. Bro, you have enhanced spider strength. Daredevil is a regular blind guy who just so happens to have heightened senses. But even then, they're not better than Spider-Man. Seriously, who is writing this? So yeah, no, I'm not gonna hear the excuses. People are like, oh, the show is fine once you look past the animation. No, it's not. And obviously the things I've listed and continuing to list, yeah, no, they're gonna debunk that right now. The show is not good, it's bullshit. And I'm tired of people trying to pretend like it's good. And prime example, right? The Uncle Ben shit is so goddamn corny. It's like they try to paint it as like, oh, we do care. Like they try to be like a meta about it. We do care about Uncle Ben, and Uncle Ben is important. And it's like, yeah, but like he has no bearings. He has no history. He has no reason to care about Uncle Ben. And like even Peter even acts that way. Why would he have to care? There's no relevance to him anyway. And again, you could clearly see the echoes of when this used to be like an MCU, like, you know, lead up show, like a origin within an origin. So it's like, yeah, no, this is bullshit. And I'm tired of people using the MCU as an excuse. It's like, no, dude. Like, no, because like you see that the writing is trying to make up for the MCU. So it's like, you can't keep saying that, oh, it's not the MCU anymore, which fine, multiverse, whatever. But like, again, the show keeps acting as if it's important to the MCU. And they keep trying to send in like apology letters to the fans with this show. It's so weird that no one wants to admit it. It's so corny to me. And that's what leads me into my next complaint. The show just feels so confused. It feels like it doesn't have focus on what it's trying to be. It doesn't make any sense, and people eat this up. And now moving into the final example, and this part I got the most beef with. It's like every single Spider-Man show that came before this one, they had no problem like getting us into the suit almost like off rip. Like we had that right out the gate. Why do we have to freaking tease the suit? Like, bro, this is not Smallville. There's no reason to play around with the Spider-Man suit and to act like we gotta use such grandeur and such grandiose images, and we gotta wait forever to see the official suit. But we get these weak ass versions of the suit in the previous episodes. So I'm like, what are you even doing this for? Why did we take 8 episodes to get the damn Spider-Man suit? The official Spider-Man suit. Is that not lame as hell? Like, why do people act like that's so great? I'm like, bro, y'all over here losing your mind over a suit that we've seen for over 80 years. You've seen the Spider-Man suit a billion times. Why is this some type of thing that needs to be built up to, when for starters, no one asked for this version of Spider-Man? No one wanted to see this chapter of Spider-Man again. Another origin story, just done in the laziest way with the most controversial choices that the MCU even had, rolled up into a bag of, oh, nostalgia and like comic references. So like, no, you want to pretend like this is a good idea. You want
A few minutes later.
for it. You as an MCU fan are in love with this. So crazy. And it's so ironic because surprisingly, the people who saying that it's not like the MCU are people who are fans of the MCU in my comments crying like little girls. These are grown ass men, by the way, crying like little girls because the show that is acting like the MCU and using MCU iconography and references is over here being bad and poor, using the worst version and worst parts of the MCU and Spider-Man's MCU history rolled into one, right? And somehow people are gonna act like, oh, what I'm saying is just so unfounded and so unfair and so wrong, and how I'm complaining about the series. And I'm just like, bro, no, it's bad. It's a bad show. Like on every level. Like I get it, people like this, it has its fans, I won't deny that. Like I remember I saw a video recently that was like, oh, this is one of the best Spider-Man shows in media. I'm like, I'm sorry? Recency bias is a bitch because it will have people lie just for the sake of lying. And it's like, bro, stop it, cut it out. You know damn well you just talking out of your ass. But hey man, like I said, people will cope. People will pretend as if I am just spewing hot air. Why? I don't know. People refuse to admit abject reality. But at the end of the day, man, you guys can like this show if you want to, man. But y'all know damn well it's not as good as y'all saying it. Not by a landslide. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.